What's happening, everybody? Abe Wine, former host of Truck Night in America on History Channel and owner-operator of Shop Rad Metalworks. As always, A10 Media behind the camera. PJ, not going to say his last name because I botch it every time and it gives me a hard time about it, so we're just going to move on. We are down today, obviously we're not in the shop, but today we are at the 2025 Pageant of Steam at the Clarke County Fairgrounds here in Berryville, Virginia. This is a show that I've been attending, well, let's see, I just turned 38. I started my grandfather started bringing me down here when I was 7. So 31 years now, I've been coming to this show. And you hear all the noise, I'm sure, in the background because there's steam engines right over there. There's antique tractors running around. There's all kinds of stuff running around. Farmall, John Deere, Massey Harris, Massey Ferguson, you name it, it's here. Brumley oil pulls, Fricks, all the stuff that probably half of you don't know what I'm talking about, but that's okay. I grew up learning about it and you should too. This is real Americana, like hard iron that they used to make back in the day. So that's why I support it. But today we're down here displaying some stuff that I used to do that I don't do a whole lot anymore. Clocks, ashtrays. But the main reason we're down here today is to promote the machine shop. Because obviously, like I've said before, we bought out the machine shop and we started running it. We got it going, showing people that we can save these old motors, even if it's an old flathead, you know, for a tractor, or again, whether it's for your Farmall or whatever it is, we would like to help restore it and keep it running. So we're just showing some of the things that we can do off, you know, and all that fun stuff. But it's been immensely hot here in Virginia, and I'm still really hot, and I'm sweating profusely, and I don't like it. But we're here, we're doing the thing, so let's take a look around. I made PJ go out and get all kinds of cool shots of what's going on and what's going down. So we'll be back in 1 minute. See how big that is? Do you understand? I'm 6 foot, right? Like almost 6'1" with my work boots. That's how tall that wheel is. Can you imagine what that weighs? Yeah, stay out of its way, all right? That's gonna hurt. One of the reasons you come down to this show is because you see unique things like this. This is a belt-driven sawmill. As the name implies, it is a shingle mill. So what they do is they take the cedar wood, they chop down or mill down these cedar shingles for roofs, siding, and all that stuff. That's how this stuff was done back in the day. This is a part of our history, a part of our heritage. So the belt would run off of that steam engine over there, turn the sawmill, providing the power, take the wood down to whatever size they wanted. They're starting a hit and miss engine up. So hit and miss, it hits and then it rotates and it hits. That's why it's called a hit and miss. They're firing this hit and miss engine up so they can fire that big diesel up. That's an air compressor on the other end of the hit and miss engine. It needs air to help whirl that big motor over. And as you can see by the sign, that is a 1929 Fairbanks Morris diesel. run a separate radiator on this thing just to keep it cool in these hot summer days. When this thing starts hitting, it's a big hood. You typically find these motors in factories running big belt lines or whatever. Sawmills, anything, textile factories, have this big belt lines all the way down, self-steam all the machines. And this will be the main driver half the time. That's why this is so big. And it is a handful to get started. This thing would be bouncing all over the sweaty. All right, PJ, this is your first time being in the show, correct?
Yep.
Yes. This is an interrogation. Ugh. It is like
touch me.
Stupid hot out here. And I think I've drank more Shawnee water than I've gave away today. But, we're out here supporting, the machine shop, trying to show you what we do. PJ, of course, is recording it. So I sent him out into the world and filmed all this at the 2025 Pageant of Steam here in Clarke County, Virginia, Clarke County Fairgrounds in Berryville, Virginia. You think I've been coming here for 31 years, I would have got that right, but of course I messed that up. Anyway, we hope you enjoyed this. It's something different. This is something I've done since I was knee-high. My grandfather would bring me down here.
All right, folks, I want to remind everybody that the take-apart car demonstration will be in about 5 minutes. In front of the grandstand, between there and the
None of these cars saw each other from the factory. They mostly 1926, which you can tell because the gas tank was towel. This is about anything.
Yeah.
Low much, ain't it?
Yeah, what kind of time? 220. And it's the part that's got to be just so everything is lined up just right. And one of the things that you make up it is that they would get more power going uphill backward. And that's not quite correct. Early Model Ts, the gas tank was under the driver's seat, and it's gravity fuel. There's no fuel pump. So if you were going up a hill and you only had a half a gallon of fuel in your tank, it might not make it to the end. So yeah. And this one is, like I said, mostly 26. Therefore, the hood, the cowl, gas tank, give it a little bit more power and a little bit more range where you're running low on fuel. Everybody also heard that Henry Ford invented the assembly line. He didn't really invent it. He ran some Oldsmobiles in 1913. So production at that point was one car per minute. As it's rolling down the line, he could assemble an entire car in a minute. Of course, he had people who was very, very good job. Getting the rear wheels on now. Way out allows you to go into gear. It's a 2-speed transmission. So you're up till about 7-8 miles an hour. You're in low gear, which is holding. When that goes in, you'll see 2 levers going on either side. That's how you sped up or slowed down your engine. It's not on the floor. The 3 pedals on the floor are neutral, reverse and brakes. So in order to go into reverse, you have to stop it with some very sketchy brakes. They slow down the transmission. They slow down the wheels. Then you have to put the other side is the spark lever, which affects the timing. So that if you're pulling a hill or you've got a particularly heavy load, you adjust the timing. There's no automatic. Early on, there would have water pumps that help with the engine, but Clarke is very much a believer. If you just absolutely have to have it for the car to work, you don't put it on. So this is what they call the thermo cycle. The engine gets hot, which is hot water. Snap on, and the last thing is, you've probably always heard the Model T Ford. You can have it in any color you want. Expensive open cars that he had to put his cars in a warehouse where he can't dry before they can send them out to the dealers. So he sent people out looking for the fastest speed he could find, and that was and black. So at that point, all the inexpensive soft. Anyway, toward the end of it, toward the midway production of it, you could buy a starter at 20. Wait, I'm doing all right. And
Ready?
just to know, this is a family thing. People still love these cars. Old people love these cars.
I get ready.
Wave at people as you go by.
Shut down.
Got it either way.
Alright. And when I say soft top, this is what we really had. But if you again, Mike, there we go. In our time.
State, it's in the grassy area, so you don't have to completely roast. Taking them about 15 minutes to assemble a car and drive it off. Take apart car demonstration in about 5 minutes in front of the grandstands, between the grandstands and the stage.
So anyway, we're interrupted, so we're going to chop that and edit it. But no, thanks for coming out. I know it's hot, it's miserable, but thanks for coming out. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Until the next video.